CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 28 of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Last time, we obtained the Sunburst, as well as the Light Suit, thereby making us completely immune to the effects of Dark Aether. And with that said, let's get going. So anyways, at this point in the game, just like in Metroid Prime 1, you are essentially tasked with going around the world and basically finding a bunch of artifacts. We've already found one of the Sky Temple keys when we were going through the Sanctuary, but now that we have complete mobility through Dark Aether, well, the rest of the keys will be relatively easy to get. So anyways, let's get going. Let's head down to Transport A, because using our new light beam ability, we can now get through here. We can now access that one light beam in the transport area to the Sanctuary. So anyways, I love the look of the light suit. There's just so much elegance in this. Seriously, look at the morph ball. Not to mention, actually, we're still Shadow the Hedgehog, never mind. But still, the suit in of itself looks very nice. I would say that it's one of my favorite suits in the series. Though my only caveat with this is that it kind of reminds me a bit of Pepsi Man. I don't know why. Seriously, it reminds me of a Metroid version of Pepsi Man. You know, that would be a pretty cool thing, having a Metroidvania where you've got Pepsi Man trying to basically save the world from thirst. You know, kind of like the premise of this game, except instead of the ing, you got Coca-Cola trying to get a monopoly over all the restaurants. And Pepsi has to restore the natural order. Pepsi Man comes in to save the day. Okay, so anyways, let's get going down here. Yeah, I want to head to Agon Wastes as our first location, because that has a good amount of stuff that we can collect. There, you happy, game? Yeah, let's hope a moth doesn't fly into the light beam while Samus is going in there, because yeah, Samus comes out and she's feuding with a moth. I'm a monster! Okay, anyways, okay, let me just find where it is. Aha. Okay, there we go. Actually, I'm kind of thinking about this. Okay. You know what? Now that we're here, I think that would actually be better for us to head to the Sanctuary Fortress and knock that one out first. And getting blasted! Thank you, turrets. Why get Umos off the turrets? This is right in Umos' backyard. But then again, this is Umos we're talking about. He wants Samus dead. Seriously, how much you want to bet that he has bugged the suit? Samus tries to radio into the Federation to tell them what's happening. Boom, Umos just destroys the suit. Okay, so anyways, let's get going. Okay, so anyways, we have been having bad luck with getting ammo. Thank you. Okay. We're not dealing with you. Instead, we'll go ahead here. And look at that. Okay, let's go in. And the final missile for Sanctuary Fortress. I hit the wrong thing. I hit the... Wait, what the... What was my... Why was my timer set to 1 hour 25 minutes? How did it even set to that? Okay, so anyways, we're coming pretty close to the end here. Okay, so anyways... Okay, let's get to the culling chamber. Yeah, because we only have one key left. We only have one key left to find since we found the other one earlier during our previous exploration of the area. Okay, so anyways... Okay, we don't need to save. We need to go and actually get stuff. Okay, so let's get going. Let's go, go. Yeah, but it's kind of funny knocking out Sanctuary first, and then basically... We're not dealing with you. We're not dealing with you. Sorry, but we're not dealing with you. Okay. Okay, but anyways, in regards to Agon, I'll actually be using the temple transport to get out of here. When we actually do get out of here. Or, no, we don't. Because we have an elevator to Agon. Like I said, going around in this world, you have so many options. It's great. Yeah, unlike the Chozo, where basically it's like, screw you. You want to get to Phandrana Drifts, the overworld. You're going through the lava tunnel. Okay, anyways, high reactor. No, what, screw you. You get the Annihilator beam. There. We took down an Ink Smasher. What do you expect to do? What do those Inglings hope to do? Okay, save room. gotta love the Luminoths who created this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but like I said, it is so nice to be able to walk through Dark Aether without having to worry about basically taking damage every 3 seconds. Inglarva Swarm. Large pack of hunting infants. Swarm is largely harmless. Infants will avoid bright light when possible. Ing larvae travel in swarms for protection. They are weak with no real defense or attack. The few that make it to adulthood are quite cunning and vicious. Okay, kind of weird that they didn't want to die to the Annihilator Beam. Okay. Okay. No platforms, no anything. Just you and the screw attack. Okay, jump, 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 jump. And Sky Temple Key. Yeah, unfortunately that is not a beam of light, that is just a plain old laser. Come on, I want to just jump down. I'm too lazy! There! Okay. So anyways, let's just head back to Agon. Because with that, we're officially done with everything there is to do in the Sanctuary. And what's that over there? Come on, ammo room. Okay. My wish was granted. And this is probably just another laser. Hey, I'm always game for getting my ammo topped off. Free ammo, baby! But seriously, look at all that ammo. That glorious, glorious ammo. So nice. So much ability to destroy. You know what? No. I'm not fighting you. Yeah, just try to guess, buddy. Okay. Okay, so anyways, let's just get out of here. Come on, open the door, please. Yeah, the door doesn't open. The door doesn't open. That Ink Smasher just comes right on in. Yeah, we're not dealing with you anymore. Say goodbye to the Dark Sanctuary, because, well, we're not coming back here. Okay. Wait, let's go over here. Goodbye. Okay, so anyways. First things first, let's head over to the temple. Rather, the wind chamber specifically. Because while we could use our handy-dandy, we could use the handy-dandy kinetic orb launcher to just send us right over there. Instead, we're going to use our screw attack to go over here. And then yeah, just destroy some invaluable Luminoth artifact. Okay, Sand Canyon. Okay. And with that, let's get going. Okay, we're going to need to head over to Dark Aether. Or actually, no, not Dark Aether. We're going to head over to the very first area that we entered when we arrived in Agon Wastes, that opening space. And no, we're not going to the temple. Yeah, frankly, considering the location of a good chunk of the items in Torvis, I think it would actually be more efficient to go with the temple. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're heading to the mining plaza. Okay. Okay, so anyways, in the mining plaza, we're gonna want to look around and hit those sonic nodes. And finally, and look at that, an energy tank that has been there this whole time. That was right above our heads whenever we would come here. Yeah, well, we could have gotten this as soon as we got the Echo Visor. You do need the screw attack to get up there, even though it is a little finicky to do so. Okay. Yeah, like I said before, just the screw attack, great for general jumping, horrible for more specialized, well, you gotta go into tight spaces. There. Okay, and the final, okay, and that's the final energy tank for Agon Waste. Just one more in the game. And that's going to be right in Dwarfus. Okay, so anyways, let's head over to the Dark World, because we've got some stuff to do there. Okay. Okay, where is it? Where's that door? Okay, mining station access. Okay, yeah, it's right behind us. Okay. Okay, let's head over to that portal. Though now that I think about it, is it just me, or does Samus's morph ball form when in the light ball remind anyone of a Bakugan? Bakugan go! Samus, stand! Bakugan go! Samus, stand! Send them to the Umos dimension! Yeah, we don't have the Doom dimension, you have the freaking Umos dimension! Yeah, cue an animation of basically just a zoom in on a card with Umos' face and the evil laugh. Okay, so anyways, for our first section, let's see where we're closest to. The Judgment Pit. Okay, dueling range. Okay, one is the battleground. Okay. Battleground. Dark Oasis. Okay, that works out relatively well. Okay. Where's the Dark Oasis at, curiosity? In cache. Trial grounds. Okay, energy controller. Where's the Dark Oasis? Okay, yeah, Dark Oasis. Okay. And then we also have the feeding pit. Trying to just plan things out. I'm sorry. Okay. First thing we're going to go to the battlefield. Yeah, arguably out of all the areas that we need to go back to, just Agon Wastes has the most available for us in terms of collectibles. Okay. Okay. Super Crystal. When charged with light and dark energy at once, the crystal becomes a beacon to the Ing. They are compelled to approach it, despite the deadly field it emits. Okay. So anyways, battleground. Directly to the right. Okay. And let's head over here. Okay, unfortunately we don't... Oh, right, we have one of these. Come on in, Ing. Yeah, you want the lights? Okay, we'll take a power bomb. Okay, so anyways, once you get the Dark Visor, you can climb up these platforms. Okay, yeah, just trying to find my way around. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need to actually go up to the upper level. No worries. But still, I can never just get over just how efficient, how nice it is to go through Dark Aether, not having to worry about getting damaged. Okay. Yeah, though I wonder what bit of research I'm missing out on. Okay. No! Ugh! Okay, guess what we're doing? Come on. No, no, no. Okay, what we're going to do is this. Fall into the water, which has 0 effect on us now. Come on, let us out, let us out. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, are you gonna try anything funny? Okay. Okay. There. Okay, wrong visor. No! Ah! I was just trying to jump up. I was just trying to use the freaking spot, the jump. Yeah, this is gonna be the entirety of the episode. Just me trying to just me trying to basically reach this one key. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be relatively simple. Just grab the key. And like a stone in your shoe, they return. Yes! No! Okay, there! Why? Why? Yeah, though technically these Ing are using the light of Aether! They're using the light of Umos! There! Finally! Okay! Another Sky Temple key collected! Okay. Okay, so anyways, next one on our list. Feeding pit. Okay, so once we go there, we're just gonna take a right. Okay, let's go. Okay, kind of frustrating to see that thing just get so stubborn. Okay, the feeding pit is right through there. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so for the feeding pit. Okay, let me just see. Feeding pit, feeding pit. That is not it. It is... That is a power bomb. Okay, find the alcove by going underwater. And there we go. And with that, that is the final power bomb in the game. Okay. Ten power bombs out of 10 power bombs. Okay. So with that, yeah! I actually managed to throw it right into my trash can. Slam dunk. Okay, now I get to have this up. Okay, so anyways, our next one is the Dark Oasis. Okay, watering hole, Phazon site. Or we can actually go to the Phazon site first. And then, basically, that'll loop around to the Dark Oasis. Okay, jump on out. Yeah, though unfortunately, well, since this is not the Phazon suit, it won't protect us from Phazon, but hey, considering that we're getting protection from Dark Aether, that is perfectly fine. Okay, we already scanned that. I love it, like, hey, Dum-Dum! Go to the temple! Go to the Sky Temple! Yet we have no need to go to the Sky Temple right now. Okay, so anyways. Okay. Let's go here. Anyways, Sonic Boom. This powerful attack uses missiles. Using the Annihilator Beam, press and hold it down A. Basically, this will cost both light and dark ammo, but hey, it packs a punch. And with that, we have all of the ammo types. All the ammo upgrades, all the beam upgrades. So anyways, let's see if I can get 2 for 2. Come on, 2 for 2. Okay, I horribly missed. Okay, I just annihilate just that poor Dark Metroid. Just boom. Okay, so anyways, next on our list is the Dark Oasis, which if we go to the right, we will reach. Yeah, but one thing that's very interesting about this world is the fact that basically the Ing are completely immune to the effects of Phazon. And the reason for that is because, well, Dark Aether is a combination of the Light of Aether as well as the Phazon from a Leviathan seed. So basically, just that's another reason why Dark Samus is completely immune to the effects of Dark Aether, where basically, because this atmosphere is comprised of basically a variation of Phazon, arguably a weaker one than the normal blue Phazon, which in a concentrated dose, a concentrated explosion will wipe out most Ing. Basically, Dark Aether's atmosphere doesn't really have an effect on Dark Samus. So with that in mind, it would be interesting if Samus had actually been able to hang on to the Phazon suit from basically Prime 1, because if she did, then chances are basically Samus would have been able to easily just make her way through Dark Aether with no issue. Granted, the Ing Storm would still have an effect on her, but hey, no damage. Okay, so anyways, and look at that, we even get some ammo. So, let's get going over here. Okay, so anyways, Dark Oasis. Sorry. Destroy the wall. Okay, destroy the wall with a power bomb. and then dive into the water to find the key. Okay, and with that, the final the final key in Agon has been collected, and with that, all of the collectibles in Agon have been collected. Okay, so anyways, let's make our way back to Torvis Bog, so we can get our remaining items. Oh, by the way, Samus is also immune to the effects of the Ing Storm when basically wearing this suit. So yeah, basically very, very, very nice. I can't even begin to emphasize just how nice this is. Okay, so anyways, let's just use this portal to get out of here. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, let's get over to that temple. So that way we can just warp on out. Seriously, I personally find this section of the game to be just a lot smoother than Prime 1's can be, because yeah, sure, Prime 1, I know I sound like I'm all over the place when it comes to saying my opinions on this, but what I mean to say is this, is that Prime's endgame is just when you're basically getting all the Chozo Artifacts. It is very much streamlined if you know what you're doing. Emphasis on knowing what you're doing. Because if you didn't know that you had to really go around collecting these artifacts, you're going to be really going all over the place, and it's not exactly a quick travel. Meanwhile, in this game, while it is a little more limiting for people who know what they're doing, and that basically you need the light suit before you can get around half of the artifacts, if not more, at the very least, just at this point in the game, it is very smooth. If we were just going purely after the sky keys, we'd pretty much have them all by now. Just the big thing slowing us down is just trying to get all the items as well. I mean, look at that. We pretty much cleaned out Agon Waste. We cleaned out Agon Waste and the Sanctuary. So anyways, let's go. Okay, so anyways, let's go to Torvis. Just reminds me of something like that you'd see on a Sunny D commercial. Feel the light, feel the sun, taste the flavor, ride the light. Okay, but anyways, on that note, I think that now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as they want. But I'll see you next time. Bye.